Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. People may try to fool you with their words, charm you with their presence, but if you pay attention just a little closer, you'll see their true character. All you need is to notice 5 things. When you're trying to understand someone's true character, one of the most revealing things you can observe is how they treat people who can't do anything for them. Think about that for a moment. We live in a world where many relationships are transactional. People are polite, friendly, and respectful when there's a chance to gain something in return. Whether it's money, influence, or a step up the social ladder, much of what passes as kindness is often just disguised self. But the real test of a person's heart, it shows when there's nothing on the table for them to gain. Have you ever watched someone interact with a server at a restaurant or a janitor cleaning up after a long day's work? What about how they speak to a receptionist or a cashier at the grocery store? These moments might seem insignificant, but they're like open windows into a person's soul. Someone who genuinely values others doesn't need a reason to be kind. Their respect is unconditional, given freely because they see the dignity in every human being, regardless of position or status. But when a person's kindness is reserved only for those they think are important, that's a red flag. It tells you that their goodness is conditional, calculated, and shallow. They'll flatter the boss, but ignore the assistant. They'll charm a wealthy friend, but dismiss the homeless person asking for spare change. And here's the thing, when their circumstances change and they no longer have anything to gain from you, their true colors will show. True character is built on the understanding that every person matters. It doesn't matter whether they have a fancy title, a high-paying job, or any influence at all. A person with genuine integrity treats everyone with the same level of respect because they understand that dignity isn't something you earn, it's something you carry simply by being human. Now, think about someone you admire. Chances are, part of what makes them stand out to you is their ability to connect with people from all walks of life. They have a way of making others feel seen, heard, and valued no matter who they are. They don't rush past the security guard without a smile or a kind word. They take time to thank the barista for making their coffee. They ask how someone's day is going, not out of obligation, but because they genuinely care. On the flip side, pay attention to people who look down on others. People who are rude to waitstaff or dismissive toward those they deem beneath them. Those behaviors aren't just bad manners. They're signs of a deeper problem. It's arrogance wrapped in insecurity, a toxic combination that speaks volumes about who they really are. You see, humility and respect go hand in hand. When someone treats everyone with kindness, it shows that they aren't preoccupied with maintaining a superior image. They don't feel the need to puff themselves up by stepping on others. Instead, they recognize that we are all connected, all deserving of respect and compassion. And let me tell you something, life has a funny way of flipping the script. The person at the bottom today might be the person at the top tomorrow. The janitor cleaning the floors could become the CEO. The intern fetching coffee might end up running the entire department. So even if someone approaches life from a purely practical standpoint, treating others with respect is simply wise. But for those with true integrity, the motivation is deeper. It's about living out a core belief that every person is valuable. So the next time you're trying to discern someone's character, watch how they treat people who seemingly offer nothing in return. It's one of the purest indicators of who they really are. Kindness that expects nothing is the highest form of grace. And when you find people who carry that grace, hold on to them. They're rare, but they're worth having in your life. And if you're ever in doubt about your own character, here's a simple rule to live by. Treat everyone with respect, no matter what. Because the way you treat others says far more about you than it does about them. A person's true character is often revealed in how they handle adversity and challenges. Life has a way of testing all of us. And when those tests come, they strip away the polished image we present to the world. It's easy to be composed and gracious when everything is going your way, when the bills are paid, the job is secure, and your relationships are thriving. But adversity, it doesn't ask for permission. It shows up unannounced, bringing discomfort, uncertainty, and sometimes even pain. And in those moments, you see who a person truly is. Pressure has a way of exposing what's beneath the surface. When challenges arise, some people rise with courage and determination while others crumble, lash out, or retreat into bitterness. It's not that feeling overwhelmed is wrong. Everyone feels that way sometimes. But character isn't just about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to it. Think about a leader facing a crisis. Maybe the company is struggling or a project has gone off the rails. A person of integrity doesn't point fingers or place blame on others. They step up, take responsibility, and rally their team to find solutions. They show resilience, not just in words, but in actions. They remain calm and focused even when the situation is chaotic. That steadiness becomes a source of strength for everyone around them. On the other hand, there are people who crumble under pressure and lose their moral compass. They resort to dishonesty, manipulation, or blame to shield themselves from accountability. Instead of facing the challenge head on, they look for shortcuts, even if it means compromising their values. These behaviors may offer temporary relief, but they come at a long-term cost. Trust is broken and respect is lost. In personal relationships, adversity can reveal whether someone is truly dependable. When life gets messy, when illness strikes, financial struggles hit, or dreams are derailed, some people show up with unwavering support. They become a steady hand, offering love, empathy, and practical help. Others, however, disappear the moment things get difficult. They're only around for the good times, but when challenges come, they withdraw, leaving you to face the storm alone. It's not just about how someone handles external challenges either. It's also about how they deal with internal struggles. When disappointment or failure comes knocking, do they wallow in self-pity or do they learn from it and grow stronger? A person with a strong character understands that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. They dust themselves off, take responsibility for their mistakes, and move forward with greater wisdom and determination. There's something deeply admirable about people who remain kind, generous, and hopeful, even when life has been hard on them. They could choose bitterness, but they don't. They could give up, but instead they press on. Their resilience isn't born from a lack of hardship. It's forged in the fire of adversity. And that kind of character is unshakable. If you want to understand someone's true nature, pay attention to how they navigate the storms of life. Watch how they handle rejection, disappointment, and criticism. Do they grow bitter or wiser? Do they tear others down or lift them up? Their response will tell you everything you need to know. Challenges are inevitable, but they're also opportunities. They offer the chance to refine your character, strengthen your resolve, and deepen your empathy for others. So when adversity comes knocking at your door, remember this. It's not just testing your patience, it's revealing who you really are. If you find yourself facing a difficult season right now, take heart. You have a choice in how you respond. Choose growth. Choose resilience. Choose to be a better version of yourself on the other side of this challenge. Because when the pressure lifts and the storm passes, you'll be left with a stronger, wiser, and more unshakable you. And that, my friend, is the mark of true character. You can tell a lot about a person's true character by observing how they respond to success and power. While challenges often reveal resilience and humility, success has a way of exposing ego, intentions, and values. The spotlight of success doesn't just illuminate achievements, it also magnifies hidden flaws. If you want to see who someone really is, watch how they behave when they reach the top, when they hold authority, and when their hard work finally pays off. Success brings options, and with those options comes a test. Will the person remain grounded, grateful, and generous, or will they become self-absorbed, arrogant, and dismissive of others? Power and recognition can be intoxicating. Some people let success go straight to their heads, forgetting the people who supported them on their journey. They may treat others as inferior, act entitled, and develop an inflated sense of importance. That's when you see the cracks in their character. On the other hand, there are those rare individuals who wear success with humility. They don't need to boast or flaunt their accomplishments because they're secure in who they are. These people understand that success is a privilege, not a right, and they use it as an opportunity to lift others up. They remember where they came from and stay connected to the values that guided them along the way. One of the most beautiful qualities of a person with true character is their ability to share their success. They don't hoard knowledge, resources, or recognition. Instead, they mentor others, open doors of opportunity, and celebrate the victories of those around them. Their leadership inspires loyalty and respect because people see that their success hasn't changed who they are at their core. It's only amplified their goodness. Now, think about power. Power doesn't inherently corrupt people. It simply reveals who they've been all along. When someone gains authority, pay close attention to how they wield it. Do they use it to serve others, promote fairness, and protect the vulnerable, or do they use it to control, manipulate, and dominate? True leaders understand that power comes with responsibility. They don't demand respect, they earn it through their actions and their commitment to doing what's right. We've all seen examples of people who let power consume them. They become dictatorial, unwilling to listen to feedback, and obsessed with maintaining control. But the ones who earn lasting respect are those who never forget that leadership is about service, not superiority. Success and power also test loyalty. Watch how someone treats the people who were with them before they made it. Do they still honor those relationships, or do they trade old friends for new ones who offer more status and influence? A person with strong character understands the value of loyalty. They don't abandon people just because their circumstances have changed. They cherish the relationships that have stood the test of time. It is also worth noting that how a person handles the inevitable setbacks that follow success says a lot about them. Success is never permanent, and life has a way of humbling all of us. Those who have built their identity solely on their achievements often fall apart when success fades, but those with a solid foundation of integrity and humility can weather those changes with grace. They understand that their worth isn't defined by their status or achievements, but by their character. So if you want to know who someone really is, don't just watch them during tough times, watch them when they win. Pay attention to how they handle applause, influence, and power. Do they stay true to their values? Do they lift others up? Or do they forget where they came from? Their response to success will reveal their true nature. And if you ever find yourself blessed with success and influence, remember this: stay humble, stay grateful, and never forget that your character matters more than your title or your bank account. True greatness isn't about being at the top, it's about who you are when you get there. One of the most revealing indicators of a person's true character is how they treat people who seemingly offer them nothing, those without status, influence, or resources. It's easy to be kind and respectful towards someone who can open doors for you, offer you opportunities, or boost your social standing. But the real test of character is seen in how someone interacts with those society often overlooks or deems insignificant. When a person consistently shows respect, kindness, and dignity toward everyone, regardless of their social status, it speaks volumes about their integrity. You can see their heart in how they treat the server at a restaurant, the janitor at their office, or the person handing out flyers on the street. They don't adjust their manners based on someone's title or position. To them, everyone deserves respect simply because they are human beings. On the flip side, there are those who only show respect to people they perceive as important or beneficial to their goals. Watch how someone treats the receptionist versus the CEO. Pay attention to how they talk to the waiter at a restaurant versus their dining companion. If their tone changes based on who they're speaking to, you're looking at a person whose character is built on pretense, not genuine respect. True respect doesn't come with conditions. It isn't dependent on someone's income, title, or connections. A person of integrity understands that every individual has value regardless of their role or status. They treat the CEO and the janitor with the same level of dignity because they know that worth isn't defined by what's in your wallet or on your business card. Kindness is also a reflection of a person's inner world. People who are secure in themselves and at peace tend to be naturally compassionate toward others. They aren't trying to prove anything or climb a social ladder. Their kindness comes from a place of authenticity. They see others not as stepping stones, but as fellow human beings with stories, struggles, and dreams. But there's something particularly revealing about how someone behaves when they think no one is watching. That's when the mask comes off and you see their true nature. Do they still say please and thank you to the grocery clerk when they're in a hurry? Do they acknowledge the security guard with a friendly nod? Or do they walk past as though the person doesn't exist? Those seemingly small moments speak louder than grand gestures because they are unscripted and unforced. A person's treatment of those who have no power over them also reveals their empathy. Do they take time to listen to someone who's struggling, even when they gain nothing from it? Are they willing to lend a helping hand without expecting recognition or reward? True empathy doesn't seek the spotlight, it seeks to make a difference, no matter how small. It's also important to recognize that arrogance often hides insecurity. People who feel the need to look down on others or assert their superiority are usually compensating for their own feelings of inadequacy. They build themselves up by tearing others down. But true strength is found in humility. A person of strong character doesn't need to assert their importance because they know their worth doesn't depend on comparisons. If you want to see someone's true character, watch how they speak to and about people who can't benefit them. Are they dismissive, condescending, or indifferent? Or are they respectful, compassionate, and sincere? Those interactions will tell you far more about a person than any resume, social media profile, or polished public image ever could. And remember, your own character is constantly being shaped by how you treat others. Every encounter, no matter how brief, is an opportunity to show kindness and respect. Choose to be the person who lifts others up, who listens, and who treats everyone with dignity. Not because it makes you look good, but because it's the right thing to do. Your character will be remembered far longer than your achievements or possessions. So live in a way that reflects the values you hold dear. Treat the least of these with as much honor as you would the highest among them, because how you treat people who can do nothing for you is the truest measure of who you really are. You can gain deep insight into someone's true character by observing how they handle conflict and disagreement. It's easy to be composed, polite, and respectful when everything is going smoothly. But when tensions rise, emotions flare, and opinions clash, a person's real nature often comes to the surface. Pay close attention to their words, their tone, and their actions in those moments. It will reveal more about who they truly are than any calm situation ever could. Conflict has a way of stripping away pretense. In difficult situations, people either rise with grace and maturity or sink into pettiness, aggression, and disrespect. Watch how someone responds when their ideas are challenged or when they're faced with criticism. Do they listen thoughtfully, even if they disagree? Are they willing to engage in constructive dialogue without resorting to insults or defensiveness? Or do they lash out, belittle others, or become passive aggressive? The ability to disagree respectfully is a hallmark of emotional intelligence and strong character. People who possess these qualities understand that disagreement isn't a personal attack. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to gain new perspectives. They remain calm, focused on the issue rather than attacking the person. Their goal isn't to win the argument, but to reach a resolution or at least a respectful understanding. On the other hand, there are those who see every disagreement as a threat to their ego. They become combative, dismissive, or overly defensive. They may resort to insults, exaggerations, or blame shifting to protect their fragile sense of self. This behavior speaks volumes about their insecurity and lack of emotional maturity. It's a sign that their need to be right outweighs their desire to build healthy, respectful relationships. Also, watch how someone handles being wrong. A person with strong character can admit when they've made a mistake. They don't see it as a weakness, but as a learning moment. They're willing to apologize sincerely and take responsibility for their actions. This level of humility is rare but incredibly telling. It shows that they value integrity and growth over pride. Conversely, people who struggle to admit their faults often double down on their mistakes, deflect blame, or shift the narrative to avoid accountability. Their inability to own up to their errors signals a lack of self-awareness and personal responsibility. Equally important is how someone treats you during a disagreement. Even when emotions are high, do they maintain respect and dignity in their communication? Do they listen to understand, or are they simply waiting for their turn to speak? Do they seek common ground, or are they more concerned with proving their point at any cost? These behaviors reveal whether someone values the relationship more than their need to be right. Pay attention to whether someone holds grudges after a disagreement. A person of strong character can move on, forgiving and letting go of resentment. They understand that relationships are too valuable to be derailed by one disagreement. People who harbor grudges, however, often let those conflicts fester, poisoning their interactions and preventing reconciliation. Their inability to release negative feelings suggests a deeper struggle with insecurity or immaturity. Conflict also reveals a person's level of empathy. In heated moments, do they still try to see things from your perspective? Can they acknowledge your feelings even if they disagree with your conclusions? Empathy during conflict is a rare but powerful sign of emotional intelligence and compassion. How someone handles conflict isn't just about the specific disagreement. It's about how they navigate relationships, challenges, and emotions. Life is filled with moments of disagreement, both big and small. Those who can approach these moments with grace, respect, and humility are the ones who build strong, lasting connections. If you want to see someone's true character, don't just observe them when things are easy and harmonious. Watch them when the pressure is on, when misunderstandings arise, and when their ideas are challenged. Their actions in those moments will tell you whether they are ruled by ego or guided by integrity. And remember, your own character is reflected in how you handle conflict too. Strive to be the person who listens before responding, who stays calm under pressure, and who values understanding over victory, because in the end, it's not about winning the argument, it's about living with dignity, respect, and wisdom. In life, if you want to truly understand someone's character, you don't just listen to their words, you observe their actions, especially in key moments. Notice how they treat people who can do nothing for them, how they handle power and responsibility, and how they conduct themselves during conflict. Pay attention to how they speak about others when those people aren't around, and watch their behavior when they believe no one is watching. These are the defining moments that reveal their true nature. Character is not built on surface appearances or polished public images. It's revealed in the quiet, unnoticed moments and under pressure. The essence of who someone is will always come to light if you're observant and discerning. And remember, this isn't just about judging others, it's about holding yourself accountable to the same standards. Strive to be the person who shows kindness without conditions, leads with humility, speaks with integrity, and remains gracious in conflict, because your character will always be your greatest legacy long after the words you've spoken and the achievements you've made are forgotten.